Hey everyone, thanks for tuning back into mattsteinway.com. I want to talk about photography today. Why do I want to talk about photography? Because sometimes people have, they're not as willing to pay for a professional photographer to come in and shoot their house. They sort of go, well, why do we have to pay for photography? Well, not all agents do that, by the way, but a lot of agents do these days. And the reason that you do is you want to make sure that your house looks so good, it literally looks like it's from a magazine. And the reason that photography is so important is 50% of the information that people absorb is visual. So when your e-alert goes out from the internet or there's an ad in the paper, you want to make sure that your photography transfers the feeling of your property in the very best way it can. You want your place to look so good, so sharp, so cool, so awesome, so brilliant that buyers can feel the goodness. Buyers can feel buyers look at your picture and get a feeling of, and they get a feel. What does this come back on? I'll just turn it off because it's a bit bright behind me. Makes me look darker. Come on. I bumped it. You want buyers to look at the picture and go, that place looks cool. I want to go and look at that place. Now, if you've got really average photography, like the real estate agents just come out and taken, come on, turn off. Yeah, like the real estate agents just come out and taken a few pictures themselves with their little camera, you know, like their little, what are they called? Little camera. Your pictures are going to look pretty average. They're not going to be photoshopped right, they're not going to be colored right, they're not going to be blended right, they're going to just look like someone's taken a snap of your house. Real estate agents are not photographers. And the reason that we get professional photographers in is because that's what they do. They know the angle to look at, they know the light to use, they take different, especially with digital photography these days, they take different light contrasts in different shots and they blend them all together so it looks beautiful. And you know, you can see out windows clearly, the light's just right in the house, the shadows are minimized, all of this stuff. Because you're selling your house, it's a product, and you want to make sure that your house looks the very, very best it can. And if an agent that you're talking to wants to engage a professional photographer and there's a cost to that, go with it. Go with it, because that's what you're paying for. You're paying for their services. And professional photographers charge a lot to do a shoot, but booking them through an agent, there's a reduced rate, a much reduced rate, to have the right to use those pictures in your advertisements and everywhere else that you need. Professional photographers are a must when you're selling your home if you want your home to look great. That's it. Whatever they cost, and I would assume there are different costs in different areas, or what different photographers have different, what do you call it? Different worth, value, no, different costs. They cost different photographers are worth different amounts. So whatever it is, if they're great photographers, look at some samples, show them the process, get the agent to show you the process that photography goes through, but know this up front. And don't go with the agent that just says, oh, I'll just take the photos because it's cheap and cheerful and away you go. They won't look any good. And I'm not saying don't use that agent, but if you have the option to use a professional photographer, go with it. It will pay dividends in the long run. Your home will look great. All right, question of the day today. Who's the best photographer? No, we won't do one on photography. What's your thoughts on professional photography? I'd love to hear about it. Let's see if we can get a conversation going around this. I don't know how many owners and buyers right now are looking this part of the site. It's fairly new, so it's still building. But if you're an owner or a buyer and you're watching this right now, Share your thoughts on photography. Do you think professional photography looks good? Does it draw your eye to it? Have you used it before? I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, helping make this real estate world a much better place. See you on the next video.